Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 10th video in the beginner's guide to Unity 6. In this tutorial we'll cover some on-screen text and being able to change it via some C# programming. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel. You'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now on with the tutorial. So let's use this text now and let's put it in a place on our screen. Let's create another one and then let's have these being changed inside our code that we wrote earlier. So firstly, I want to set this as a top left anchoring point. And now let's double click the canvas so we can see it a little better. And let's bring this into a place that we can use comfortably in the top left. So let's take this, move it upwards to probably round about there. That looks fine. And I'm going to change this to name 1. Let's hold Control, press D to duplicate. Scroll out a little bit. And let's move it over this side. And let's call this name 2. So we basically have 2 text boxes. Perfect. We can change this inside the C# script we wrote before. So let's find that script. Let's go to our scripts folder and double click start a script and let's open it up. So if you remember, we had the names Jimmy and Fred. Well, let's now add 2 more variables to this. Let's have at the top serialize field in square brackets, again because we want it to appear in the inspector panel, but we don't need it to be public. Let's have this as game object, again remembering capitalization, and we'll have this as name 1 with a semicolon, and if we hit return it should automatically predict that we want to have name 2 as the second variable, and indeed we do. So how do we make it so as we can change the text based on whatever my name says? Well, to do that, we can either have a line of code that constantly updates, or we can set it here. So we want, whenever number 4 and true is the case, we want my name to be Jimmy. So let's also make the top left say Jimmy. To do that, after we have mygate.setActiveTrue, let's put a new line of code. Let's put name1.getComponent. And the reason we do this is because if we go back to Unity and click on name1, there are components here. And the component we're after is this one, the TextMesh Pro text, because this box here is where we can change whatever we want the text to say. And naturally we'll get more into this text a little later on, but for now we just want to be able to change this name. So we can say in spiky brackets, because we're referring to a component, TMP, all in capitals, and then little r, little o. This naturally stands for TextMesh Pro. Dot TMP underscore text, and the capitalization there is vital. So we're now saying that we want to access this component, open close bracket, and then put dot, and then we want to tell it what exactly we want to do with this component, and we want to modify the text, so we can say text. Now we need to say equals, and this is where we can put a couple of different things depending on what we want to do. So this has to be a text value no matter what. So we could theoretically put the integer known as my number here. It wouldn't work because my number is a number. That's the problem. When we're dealing with text, it's always looking for text, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't put the number. A way around this, you can simply put a double quote and then put plus and then put my number and then a semicolon. And what this will do is it will assume that it is going to be text, because we're already saying that it's a text value here. It may be empty, it may be blank, but it's still a text value. And then we can add everything subsequently after that. So let's save this script for now, and then let's head back into Unity. Give it a moment just to compile the extra line that we've written, or 2 lines that we've written. And now what we need to do is we need to go to the script holder object, which is this one right here. Because if you remember correctly, this is where we stored the script. Unity is just taking a couple of extra moments there to compile. So let's go to script holder, and you should see these two new variables that we can attach. So let's drag and drop name1 over here and name2 over here. And now let's press play. So obviously they're both going to say new text just for now. However, if we set everything that needs to be set over here, there we go. We can see that this has now changed. And if we were to change this back to 3, this would remain as 4 because we didn't place anything in the script to be able to change this back to what it should be. So let's delve a little further into this. So what we've done is create one line of code to say that this is how you access this particular component and change the text. So let's put this now as my number and then colon space, and then obviously we've got the brackets, and then we can put plus, and then we can put some text again and put my name, and then we can put another quote, and then we can put plus, and then we can put my name. So essentially what we're doing here is we're creating a string value of different things that we can add to this text. And what we'll also do is we'll access name2 as well. So if this says Fred, then what we can say is after mygate.setActiveFalse, we can use a similar line of code as what we did here. We could say name2.getComponent, because we're accessing that component, the TextMesh Pro component .tmp underscore text open close bracket dot text. So remember what we've done here is we've accessed the text component on the second text box, and we can make that equal to let's say Fred is active and then semicolon. So what will happen here is that by default the right text box is going to say Fred is active, and the left text box is going to say, well, new text. So we can always change what that says. Let's actually have this now as another line of code below it, and let's copy this line here up until the equals. Rather than retype it, we can always copy, and then we'll put Jimmy is inactive, and then quote semicolon. And what we'll also do is take this line of code, place it up here, and let's just put some underscores. So all of this really means nothing in effect. It's more a case of we're changing what the text can say on the fly at any given point. So if we go back into Unity, give it a moment just to compile once again. When we start this game, the new text up here in the top left should change, and it should say Jimmy is inactive. And up here it should say Fred is active, or I think we put that, didn't we? So when we change the status over here to 4 and false or whatever it was, both will change. So let's press play. And when we're in, we should be able to see that, there we go. Jimmy is inactive, Fred is active. So let's change this to a 4. And we can instantly see my number, 4, my name, Jimmy. And we have this one over here as blank. So if we untick, it changes back. And we can keep doing that as many times as we want. Awesome. So the idea of what we've done here is we've created some UI elements, i.e. the text boxes right here. And then within our script, we're writing code that will allow us to change these text boxes and whatever the text would say. You can obviously go a lot further than this, and let's say if we wanted to add in another if statement, we could say that if, and in brackets, my number equals 0, let's say, for example, then we could say that name1.getComponent in spiky brackets TextMesh Pro underscore text. If I can actually type it correctly, it would help. TextMesh Pro.tmp underscore text, open close bracket, dot text equals, and we'll just put blank, semicolon, and then we can copy that line of code as well, place it here, and let's have that as name 2. So what, in effect, what is happening here is we are going to state that this is blank. Now, this is where things may get a little bit, not difficult, not haywire. However, you'll notice that there are multiple ways and multiple things that can happen, and hopefully we should see something happen here. But if not, I'll explain. So if we press play, and wait for Unity, as always. So it says Jimmy is inactive, Fred is active. So let's go to the script holder and let's change this to 0. Both will disappear. Now, if you think about it logically, what is actually happening here? Because this should actually be the case. Because remember, we have an if statement here that says if it's 4 and true, then do this. If it's anything else, then it should say this. Now, the reason it doesn't is because this if statement supersedes this one, because these lines of code are being performed after this one. If we were to change this line of code around, then it would be blank here, and Fred is active and Jimmy is inactive here. And this is a prime example of knowing if something in your script is colliding with itself without you even knowing. Because at this moment, this else statement and this if statement are both true. And something like this could cause issues in the long run, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. At this point, it doesn't matter too much. The idea of what we wanted to do was change the text. So next time, we'll go a bit further. We'll add some fonts into it. We'll customize the text as well, see what we can do with it, and we'll probably import another asset or something like that. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, stay up to date with every tutorial, and I will see you next time.